Hey guys, this side Arshdeep Singh, and this is the last video of our NA10 series for beginners. In this video, we're gonna create a full-fledged workflow on NA10. We're gonna understand each and every aspect of it, and I hope you have already watched the previous videos. If you haven't, go check them out. So the workflow which we're gonna create in this video is based on a real life example, and we have used almost all those nodes which we have already covered in this series, with that few additional nodes as well, which we're gonna understand in this video, right? So let's just jump into it and let's just create the workflow. Okay, so let me just first explain you what this workflow is all about. So in this workflow, what I'm trying to achieve is, let's just say I'm a content creator on LinkedIn, right? And I want to post on LinkedIn on almost every day. My content is related to the latest things which are happening in the tech industry, especially in the AI industry, right? So one thing which usually anyone would do is being active on the social media platforms and on internet all over, so that they have the latest news, right? But the other way around is to simply automate that task, to simply give that task to AI, so that AI can search for the latest trending news and can create a small LinkedIn post for me. And all I have to do is simply review it. Either I would reject that or I would approve it, right? And based on that, I'm going to have a draft ready in a Google Sheet. That's it. All I have to do now is simply copy paste that and post it on LinkedIn. Plain and simple. I don't have to spend my time in terms of searching for the best article, scrolling through different social media platforms, news articles, right? All those things can be skipped with the help of AI. How to automate all these things? How to make sure that I don't have to do anything in that. I just have to simply either approve or reject whatever draft I have in my Google Sheet, and the next step is to post it directly. So to automate all those things, we have NA10, right? How to do it? Very simple. So let's just scroll down. I'm gonna create, okay, let me just detach this trigger. This is a manual trigger. So I'm saying this again, if you haven't watched the previous videos, I do suggest you watch those videos. I think there will be only 4 to 5 videos. It won't take more than probably half an hour, maybe 1 hour, that's it. Because all those videos are pretty short, crisp, and very easy to understand, right? So in that video, I have explained what this trigger node is and all the other nodes. All right, so let's move on. So we have this click, which is a simple trigger node, that's it. And the next node is an AI agent. So I need one AI agent node here. Okay. It's saying that it is connected to a chat trigger node, which we should change to define below. I've covered this node as well in the previous video. You can watch that for better understanding, but still, I'm going to explain this one because this is important. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a prompt here. Okay. And this is what my prompt looks like. So let me just do one thing. You can take a screenshot of this prompt so that you have this prompt with yourself if you're working with me right now. Anyhow, I'm going to explain and I'm going to go through this prompt once, right? So obviously I took some help from AI to make sure that, this prompt looks more professional and structured, right? So I just gave the basic idea. Act as a social media strategist and compliant automation agent. Utilize the SERP API tool. Now, this is important. SERP API is a tool. It's an AI tool which we're gonna provide here. Now, SERP API in itself is a web searching tool. How it works, it binds up with the AI agent in NA10. And what it specially does is, wherever there is a requirement of a Google search which has to be performed in real time, that is something which SERP API can do well, right? It is for free with few credits, and we're going to set up SERP API in this video itself. I'm going to do that just a while later, right? So SERP API, yes, it's a web searching tool which we want to search for the latest articles, right? That's the task which I want to give to this particular tool. Okay. Now the next step is now this is something which I learned while working with while testing, while creating this workflow, and that's why I've given it as an important note, right? So no more than 3 iterations for SERP API tool in execution, right? I'm not expecting you guys to understand each and every bit of this prompt right away, right? We're gonna understand this better when we'll be done later on in this video, right? So the goal for this workflow is to find the trending AI tech, pick one with credible coverage. So instead of today, let's just do this week, right? Something like this, okay? And draft a LinkedIn post of this many words with a strong hook and one actionable takeaway with 3 targeted hashtags. Okay. Now I've given some policy. So the search tool policy. I mean, this is not a boilerplate which you guys should follow. This is just intelligent prompting. As I told you, I have already took some help from ChatGPT to rephrase this prompt. Let's just go through this once. The output policies use emojis, neutral tone, concise sentences, avoid hype. And this is what the structure. So it's a JSON format which I have given. Let me just zoom in a little bit. Okay, so this is a JSON format which I expect the AI to provide me with an output of. So in total, what's the job of AI? To use one search tool which we're going to attach here in this workflow. The second step of the AI is to, once you have the data from internet, I want it to be created as a LinkedIn post, right? With few conditions which is provided in this prompt, right? So these are the two tasks which I expect this AI agent should do for me. Okay, so this is done. Obviously, I have to attach a chat model here, and we're gonna go with Chat GPT. So I'm gonna bring that chat model, GPT model from here, because I can only use one. Okay. By the way, this is nothing. I have just renamed this to AI chat model, and I have connected one account. You can go ahead with n8n free OpenAI credits. It's just that a different model would be listed here for you guys. So I have this 4.1 currently available for me. Probably, I'm not sure. If let's just check once. What models do we have? Perfect. So we have 4.1, I guess. I'm not sure. So we have 4.1 for free account as well. Okay. This is good. Now, the next step is to have the search tool, which is SERP API. That's something which we should connect to our AI agent. Okay. So for that, let's just open a new window. So this is SERP API. All right. So for that, what we have to do, we have to register or sign in. So I'm gonna sign up with Google. All right. So we also have to verify our email and phone number. Let's just do that first of all. Okay. Let me just verify my phone number. Seems like I cannot use my phone number again. So I mean, this is enough. That's how you set up. Once you have created your account, you just have to simply hit the sign in button. And this is how, your dashboard looks like. Okay. And as you can see here, we have certain credits here, which is 250 searches per month. I have already consumed 102 while testing. And then there is this long API key, which we have to use. Okay. So initially, I guess there is no key mentioned here. So you can go here in API key section. That's the second tab. And you can simply do a regenerate key. Okay. Yes, I want to do that. Perfect. So I have a new key here, and that's what I'm gonna use in my SERP API. Now, how to attach your this tool to your AI agent? Very simple. Simply search for SERP API, and you have this tool available inside n8n. This is the beautiful thing about n8n. They have so many tie-ups you can't even imagine, right? So this is just wonderful. Otherwise, the normal way would have been to use an HTTPS request, right? But thankfully, we don't have to do that. So now I have to use one SERP API account. There is one I have already attached. So let me just do one more time. You just simply have to paste your API key, which is simply copied here from here. You just have to paste it here. Okay. So once you paste it, save this thing, and bingo, that's it. That's all you have to do to connect your SERP API with your AI agent. Okay. So that's it. We are set up. We are done with the AI agent, and let's just try this once, right? So let me just test this step and let's just see what happens. Okay. So there is something which is happening here. And if I go back, as you can see, there is a back and forth which is happening, right? And that's it. I have one output. Let's just see that output. So let me just go to this end of this node inside logs, and let me show you the output. So this is the final output. We have a title, which is EU issues new guidelines for general purpose AI or tech, something. And then there is something as post, where we have this, this thing created with proper links and everything. Okay. So, and also, if you can see clearly, there are hashtags as well. So this is ultimately this is the post which we want to post on LinkedIn, and this is a title. That's it. So that is something this AI was able to do with the help of SERP API and a chat model, right? That's fantastic. I mean, if I just go through from my prompt again, you can see this is what we have given, right? The output must be in a format of JSON, where there should be a title and then there should be a post, which is the LinkedIn post. The search tool policy, there is a policy which we have given, and then how to draft it, right? So instructions already were given, where it clearly mentioned that we need 3 targeted hashtags, and that's how we got 3 hashtags at the end of this output. Okay, perfect. So this is nice. I mean, if you can see here clearly, right? We have 3 hashtags here. So that's how, with the help of AI, half of the task is done. Now what's next? I have to process this, I have to make sure that the data which we have generated with the help of AI and SERP API, it should be usable, right? For further processing. So for that, we have to make sure to convert it into right format. Now I know a lot of you are not developers. I'm not expecting you guys to know coding, to know development. So why I'm saying this? Because the next node is a code node. But don't you worry, you don't have to understand how it's working. You simply have to copy paste that code if you're working with me. Still, I'm gonna go through that piece of code. I'm gonna try to make you guys understand what's exactly happening. Okay. And trust me, it is not something I have written by myself. Again, I took the help of AI, but this time it was from n8n directly, right? So let me just show you how to do that. So now I would simply go for code, right? You can also type function. A lot of guys call it function. We're gonna go with JavaScript, right? So this is the node, and there is a boilerplate code already given, which we don't want. We want something different. So I'm gonna simply click here, ask AI, okay? And this is what I'm asking. The output is in JSON string format. It's a string format. Okay, we have this as structured as JSON. It seems to be JSON, but currently the format, the data type of this output is string, right? So that's what I'm pointing out, that it's JSON string format, and I only want both post key and title key. These are the keys. So if you can see here, title is one key and the post is the another key, right? And there is some data, some value attached to both of those keys. But as this data is in string format, and this is very layman. I mean, I'm not sure if this sentence is grammatically correct or not, right? But I just did it, and let's just see. Let's just simply click on generate code, and this will directly gonna create a code for us, right? Based on our requirements, understanding the prompt which we just gave to them. Okay, perfect. So we got this code, which if I go through this, because I can understand what's happening here. I'm just iterating through the items, whatever items I have in the input, which is this time it's output, right? This is the input. Don't get confused, guys. So this output is the input here, right? For this code node, right? That's what I got. And I'm gonna go through, iterate through that, And the next step is to simply parse this into a format. From string, I'm gonna parse this to JSON format, right? And let's just once execute this code. So that's what the structure of my output should be post, and then there must be some data attached to it, and then title, and then some data attached to it, right? So let's just generate this and let's just see what's the output. Okay, perfect. So if you can see here, we still have the same thing, but previously if I go for JSON format, you can see that I have this output. In that output, I have this complete thing as single string, right? But here that's not the case. We have parsed that into JSON format so that we can use this post, whatever the value is, and the title, whatever the value is, wherever we want to, right? So this is done. And I guess this is amazing. I mean, I hope you guys are following along, and by the end of this video, it'll be clear how create a workflow for a real life situation, right? So, all right. So the next step is the approval, right? So now what I want is to have some kind of manual intervention in this whole flow. I want a manual approval from a person. This time, let's just say it's me, myself. So I want some kind of approval here where either I can reject whatever this thing has generated, or I'm gonna approve it, right? And if it gets rejected, I want it again to create and send me a new draft, right, to my email. So how to do that, right? And if by chance I approve it, so then I'm gonna save that to a sheet. So that's the flow which is still left, and that's what we're gonna create now. Okay, so let's just have a new node here, which is Gmail, and it will be send a message. Okay, this is the node which we're gonna use, send a message. I have already created one account and I've attached that Gmail account with this node, and then obviously the resource has to be message, but the operation, instead of simply sending it, it should be send and wait for response. Okay, that's one change which we have to make. To whom I want to send this? n8n LinkedIn post, that's the subject, and for message, that's instead of fixed, I'm gonna go with expression. And what I want is first to have my title, and with few spaces or new line characters. So this is the new line character. Okay, I want my post, and that's it. That's the message. So the response type should be you can have a custom form here. You can have free text, but I'm gonna stick with this basic thing, which is approval. Let's just see the options here. So instead of simply giving approval options, approval only, I want approve and disapprove, right? There are two things which can happen. Okay, so approve button, okay, perfect, that's fine. And the disapprove button here, they have given the text. We can change this to reject, right? Something like that. So we can do that, not a problem. You can also change the theme here. So okay, so I have done something here, and let's just simply go ahead with testing this step. All right, so we can see here something is shown up, and that is waiting for input, right? So from where exactly this input gonna come? Let's just go back to our email. All right, so I got this email here, and this is how it looks. As you can see properly, there is this title which we have. I could have also done like title and then three spaces in the post. It's up to me, but I simply did three new line characters, if you can remember, and then this is the post. So as the owner of my LinkedIn account, I'm simply gonna go skim through this post, and I'm gonna either reject or approve. For the time's sake, let's just approve it, right? The moment I click on approve, this thing comes up. Got it, thanks. And that's it. That's the output which I got. Data approved, true. Bingo. So I have approved it, and we got the approval from the owner. And let's just move ahead now. Okay, so this is fun, right? Now the next step is to check the condition if this is true or false. So as the name suggests, we're gonna use if node. Okay, so let me just call the if node, and it's very simple, guys. Let's just go to schema again. I'm just talking about the view here, and it should be in boolean. That's what the output is coming in. That's the format. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check if I have this thing. So this thing as boolean is true or not, right? So if it is true, so let me just execute the step, and that's it. I mean, that's the branch. That's the true branch where we got the output, or it can be false, right? So that's how it's going to work. Now the false thing is something where I want this post to regenerate. Whole process has to be regenerated, as I didn't like the post, or maybe I'm not interested in that topic, or maybe that topic has already been covered, whatever reason, right? And for that, I want this flow to run again. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use this false node. I'm gonna drag this line, and again going to attach in the front of our AI agent. Why here? Because I want this AI agent to again do the web search, again create a new LinkedIn post. Again, it should get customized as per our requirement in terms of accessibility of the content. And then again, I want that email to be sent to whatever email I have given, right? For rejection or approval. As simple as that. So I hope this false thing is understood. Now, if it is true, then what? Simple, very simple. Let me just go to Google Sheets. Also, this Google Sheets has been used in almost all our videos, from trigger node to AI agent node, all those 4 to 5 videos which I have already covered. I guess I have used this one node in all the videos. Anyhow, so what I want is append row in sheet. That's the operation I want to perform. And again, I have this thing connected. Resources, I think document, not sheet with document. Operation create, not a problem. Sorry, I chose the wrong option. It should remain sheet with document, and instead of get rows, it should be append row. Okay, now what document? I have this n8n sample. I just want to show you guys. So in that, there is only one sheet. Let me just load that once again. Perfect. So let me just showcase this data. These are the previous posts which I've already created, and the structure is something like this. I have date, title, post. There is a date, and there is this title and the post, right? Very simple. That's what we're gonna do here. So we have this manual mapping here, and remember, guys, if you're creating a new sheet, and you have to add some data here. It cannot be an empty sheet. You need to add date, title, post, something, right? Why? Because you want this manual mapping. It is much easier. Map automatically is only possible when the data is very clear. The input is very in sync with the output, with the expected output, and then only this thing works properly. And for manual column mapping, there must be few columns present inside that sheet, otherwise nothing going to happen properly. Okay, so all right, so date is something which I want the current date, right? So to do that, first I have to change this to expression, and I'm going to add dollar now. That's it, now. But not just this. As you can see, the format of the state is little different, right? So what the next step would be format. That's it, nothing to change. Okay, the title Title is something which I want from, if you're on JSON or table, make sure you change it to schema, because here we need, the code in JavaScript part, right? That's the node from where we're gonna fetch the data, right? And obviously, because it has been approved and only then we can use this, so nothing to worry about. The post in post and title in title. That's it. You can see I've used the code in JavaScript. I haven't used the AI agent thing. This is not something which I've used. I've used code in JavaScript. Okay. So let's just execute this step once again. I think for that, my whole process will gonna execute by itself. I hope this works fine, guys. Okay. We're in the next node. Now we are waiting for the approval, right? So let me just quickly go back. All right. So I have a new post here, and as you can see, this is a different post, right? Let me just approve it for time being. Done. And the workflow is still ongoing. Let's just check. Perfect, guys. Perfect. This is just amazing. I have a new LinkedIn post here, right? So all this, whatever research I would have done just to make sure that I have this thing with me, is something which has been automated. I don't have to worry about all those things, right? I have a new post which is ready to be posted on LinkedIn. Even if I want to change something, I can directly change here, right? I'm going to go through this once. And if I feel like adding few hashtags or removing some kind of content, that is very little work as compared to the whole process, right? So this is just amazing, guys. And let's just try it once again, and this time I'm gonna fail this process. Okay, so let's just do it once again. I've executed this workflow, and it'll obviously gonna take some time here in the AI part, but eventually, once done here, all right. So we are ahead with the code node and now on the approval. I've got this to my email, which I've already attached, and this is what I've got. Let's just reject this once, right? So this time I have rejected it, and what I expect to happen should again, the AI agent should run again. That's what is happening here, right? So perfect. As expected, I have a new email. Let me just go back, and this is it. This is something which I'm gonna say, let's just approve it, right? And I have approved this time. Let's go back here, and if I look at my n8n sample, I have a new article present in my sheet, right? So this workflow is working perfectly fine for my use case, and I hope you guys understood few things out of this video. I made sure that, to make this video smaller, just so that you guys can understand what's happening inside n8n. A lot of guys are posting content on n8n, but what I felt was nobody's actually explaining what's happening node by node. I mean, people are simply expecting you guys to understand, to just cope up with the current trends of AI, and what's MCP and what is this AI agent, what are tools, all those things, without even bothered about explaining those things to guys, to beginners, who are just starting with n8n. So I hope that's the target audience for this video. And if you like this series, I request you guys to share this with your friends, with your colleagues, so that I get some more views and some genuine feedback. All right, so this is it from my side. I'm planning to cover few more videos, but maybe not part of the series, but I'm going to continue uploading videos on n8n. Probably the next video will be about MCP servers, how to use MCP server inside n8n, and what exactly is MCP server, first of all. So I'm planning to do that. Until then, happy learning and have a nice day.